Hi students, this is Kameshwari from Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society, group of institutions. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 3 stress distribution in soil. Stress distribution in soils. First, what is stress? What is stress? So, stress in soil is caused by the first are both of the following. Either the stress in soil is caused by the self weight of soil and structural loads applied at or below the surface. The stress is defined as the force across a small boundary per unit area of that boundary for all orientation of the boundary. The estimation of vertical stress at any point in a soil mass due to external loads is essential to the prediction of settlement of building, bridges and pressure. What is the definition of stress? The stress in soil is caused by the self weight of the soil and also structural loads applied at or below the surface and geostatic stress. Here vertical stress and then horizontal stress. When the ground surface is horizontal, the stress due to self weight of the soil are normal to the horizontal. Ground surface is horizontal. Stress due to self weight of soil weight are horizontal and vertical plane. The ground surface is horizontal, the load will be vertical. And are no shearing stresses on these places. The stresses are divided into vertical stresses and horizontal stresses. Where vertical stresses, the formula sigma z is equal to that particular unit weight of the soil, and we can consider as a small element. We can consider as a small element. So this particular element unit weight and also depth. Vertical stress at depth z below ground surface due to self weight of the soil, that is indicated as vertical stress, that indicated by sigma z is equal to gamma into z, where gamma is equal to unit weight of soil, z is equal to depth z indicated by depth, and gamma is equal to unit weight of soil. And also horizontal stresses indicated by sigma x is equal to sigma y is equal to k naught into sigma z. K is equal to coefficient of lateral earth pressure at rest. Horizontal stress at any point in soil mass are highly variable. The horizontal stresses is given by k naught into sigma z, where k naught is equal to, that means coefficient of lateral earth pressure, mu by 1 minus mu. That mu is equal to Poisson ratio. And this Boussicaud's equation here in this unit stress distribution in soils, one it is divided into two halves. One is compaction, another one is Boussicaud's and Westergaard's theories. This Boussicaud's and Westergaard's theories are very, very important and in our semester exams. So directly formulas, linear and elastic, over consolidation and normal consolidation. Boussicaud published in 1885 5. A solution for the stress beneath a point load on the surface of a material which had the following properties. One is it can be homogeneous, isotropic, elastic, semi-elastic, semi-infinite. This means infinite below the surface, therefore providing no boundaries of the materials apart from the surface. And the soil is assumed to be homogeneous, that means stones, gravel, silt, and also isotropic and semi-infinite medium. The self-weight of the soil is negligible. The self-weight of the soil is negligible. On the application of loads on the soil, the difference in the volume of soil is negligible. And also, medium of soil obeys Hooke's law. It is assumed that initially the soil is unstressed. Initially, the soil is unstressed. The Boussinesq formula used for the determination of Boussinesq formula, that is equal to 3 by 2 by 1 by 1 plus r by z whole scale whole power 5 by 2. Here 0 z, it is origin, the vertical stresses, the vertical stress sigma z, the vertical stress sigma z at a point P based on Boussinesq theory is given by here load Q, horizontal surface, this is ground level, and point A below the ground surface at we can consider certain depth and consider as radius R, and here sigma z stress, vertical stress sigma z, and here we can indicate as P and B. So here capital R is equal to here particular depth z and radius R. So capital R is equal to R square plus Z square. R square plus Z square. Square root of R square plus Z square. 3 by 2 pi 1 by 1 plus r by z whole square 5 by 2. Here r is equal to, where r is equal to horizontal distance between the points P below the surface and vertical axis through the point Q, the distance between the 2 points, and z is equal to vertical distance from the surface of the point load, vertical distance from the point load P, and next stress distribution to line load. Here we can assume as a small element xy z axis and line load acting in the surface of semi-infinite elastic soil mass. The using formula for line load 2 by pi 1 by 1 plus r by z whole square, 1 by 1 by r plus whole square. Here 3z cube p into dy by 2 pi r power 5. So differentiation 3p dy by 2 pi z cube, in r we can indicate it as x square y square z square in all direction, in 3 directions. So x square plus y plus z square whole power 5 by 2, whole power 5 by 2. and polar coordinates r is equal to x square plus z square, cos beta is equal to z by r naught. So here we will substitute in above equation. So 2p by 2p by pi r naught cos cube beta, and finally we will get that line load equation 2p by pi r naught sin b cos square b, and also vertical stress under a circular area. Vertical stress under a circular area. The stress is equal to, this is the circular area, inner radius and outer radius. We can call it as, we can consider a small element, that radius, change in radius dr, and small radius of the circle, and out of the radius, and the load, that will be pressure, q load, we can indicate as a q, and particular depth z. So delta z is equal to q into 1 by 1 minus r by z whole square whole power 3 by 2. Here sigma is equal to change in, sigma is equal to stress, delta means change in vertical stress, q means load, z depth indicated by z, r is equal to radius, vertical stress under a circular area. And also rectangular area, we can consider a rectangular area. Here also consider small element x, y, and length L, and a depth z, load acting Q. So here change in vertical stress, load, and depth. So here also 3q into z cube 2 pi square plus y square plus z square. So q into I2. That rectangular area, the formula used for rectangular area is equal to I2 1 by 4 pi 2 mn, where m is equal to b by z, where m is equal to b by z, n is equal to L by z. Total vertical stress below the uniformly loaded rectangular area at a depth z of, from depth of z from the surface is given by, so sigma z is equal to q into, sigma z is equal to q into I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. This formula is used for the rectangular formula. And m is equal to L by z. M is equal to, here length direction and width direction. So m is equal to L by b, rows and columns. Rows and columns. M is equal to number of rows, n is equal to number of columns. So vertical stress sigma z is equal to q into I2, I1, I2, I3, I4. That means columns. And next, Newmark's influence chart. Newmark's influence chart. So this Newmark's influence chart is used for the chart influence areas which has influence value of 0.005 per unit pressure. 0.005 unit pressure. Soil is assumed to be homogeneous, semi-infinite, elastic, and isotropic in this method. And the influence chart consists of a number of concentric circles and radial lines. Number of concentric circles and radial, number of concentric circles and radial lines, which divide it into different areas, units. Influence of each area unit at the circle of the chart is similar and referred as influence factor. So this influence chart is used to determine the vertical stress at any point below a uniformly loaded area of any shape for which following steps are followed. So here total chart is 200. The chart is drawn between the plan loaded area with a scale such that the depth z at which stress is being computed equal to length AB shown a chart. So the plan of the loaded area is then kept on the influence chart is such that point at which stress are required should coincide with the center of the chart, and IF is equal to sigma z is equal to sigma z stress is equal to sigma z is equal to 1 by m into m, 1 by n into m into n a into q. Here Na is equal to total number of area units occupied. Thank you.